Hey guys, Blue Wolf Angel here, and the time has finally arrived. For all those people who have read my first fanfic, When the Moon Rises, and for all those people who have voted and favorited it and put it in their libraries, thank you so much. And especially to all those people who voted more than 500 times on Wattpad. Shout out to all those people who follow me on Wattpad. Haha. Thank you, and also to all those quotive followers, which is where I originally posted the book When the Moon Rises. But now, you guys want this, and now I'm gonna read it / cringe to my first fanfic, When the Moon Rises, Markiplier, Tangier, and Markiplier, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Okay. But other than that, sorry if my English is bad or you can't understand me. My native language is Spanish. And for this particular episode, I asked you guys a question if it would be okay if I used my name or by every time I see Y/N to say your name. Most people said it's okay to use my own name, so that's what I'm gonna do since my brain immediately translates to that. But for future episodes, I'll put a poll on if you guys would like to insert your guys' name, and I would basically say your name to give you a bit of experience. Maybe, depending on how many people insert their names, I will at least say it once, that's for sure. But other than that, I mean, I got my tablet here, I'm gonna start reading, and whew, let's see where it goes. I'm gonna start, oh gosh. Chapter 1. A trip to LA. Mark's point of view. Ooh, I need to do a deep voice, kinda. Okay. Not again, Mark said as he stumbled over his bed and onto the floor. As the full moon shined through his window, he had a frightened look. He put his hands on his face. I just wanted to stop at least once, he said in a frightened tone. Mark covered his ears as they began to shift into his skin, his bones shifting and changing inside his body. He couldn't stand the pain, although he has been through it before at least once a month. His veins pumping with blood as his nails began to grow and his teeth getting sharper, his body growing tufts of fur. He soon grew too big, misspell, and his shirt began to rip apart. Mark clawed against the wall, hoping that at least once in his life it would just stop. He just couldn't let it out. Not since that day it all went out of control. His teeth began to snarl. Teeth? Never mind. And his nose began growing outwards into his snout. No! He growled, almost unable to speak. He ripped his shirt out and finally with glowing eyes he ran out and into the woods. He howled into the full moon, awaking some of the nearby animals. The beast was out. And now, your point of view, but in this case, for at least this episode, my point of view. 25 days later. We have now arrived to Los Angeles. Hope you all had a wonderful flight. Take your bags and knives out of the plane and thank you for choosing Delta Airlines. Have a wonderful day. The speaker finally clicked off as the passengers started to head out of the plane. Finally! Your best friend Maddie exclaimed. Delta Airlines takes way too long, especially because of those delays. Maddie grabbed her bags and pulled on your arm. Come on, Noemi! We need to go before it's too late, Maddie said in rushed tone. You quickly grab your blue suitcase and go with her. You see, the only reason you came to LA was because your friend Maddie had a job opportunity as an anime director, aka a person who writes the script of an anime show. And she wanted you to tag along since you were the one who helped her exceed her drawing skills and convinced her to follow her dreams. You also agreed to her since it has been so long since you've been to LA. And you want to support your best friend. After all, LA is also the home place of many famous YouTubers, including IS Cupquake, Jacksepticeye. He used to live in LA, so for all those people who are like, oh, he lives in Ireland. He used to. And of course your favorite, Markiplier, though you highly doubt you're going to see any of them since all the other times you've been to LA, you've never seen one single YouTuber that you may have known of. But just in case, you brought some fan art that you drew of them in your portfolio. One for them to sign for you, and a copy for them to keep. It might seem silly for them to keep a drawing that you drew since you're an adult now. Last time you gave a drawing to someone was when you were 16. Yeah, I'm turning 16 tomorrow when I'm recording this. The good thing is, since you were really artistic, Dad always loved your drawings by how detailed and magnificent they were. I have self-doubts in my drawings. You and Maddie climb into your car and start to head into the hotel you reserved for the both of you 2 days ago. Ah, here we are. Hotel Forestine, you said as you climbed out of your car looking at the luxurious hotel with pride. You saved a lot of money for this place and it was all worth it. The hotel was near a forest which you adored so much. And there was even a water park nearby that you were waiting to try out. After all, it is the middle of summer and it is scorching hot out. Come on, Maddie, you said. It's boiling out here. No kidding. Let's book in and see if we can explore around a bit. There's still 2 more hours till my presentation, Maddie said in a gasping voice. It was so hot out that you forgot that Maddie might pass out from the heat, since she is not used to hot places because she lives where there is 10% sun and 90% rain all the time. If people didn't catch the drift, it's Seattle. Come on, let's get you inside, you say as you help your friend into the building. The minute you both stepped in, a blast of cold air hit the both of you, and you were gladly found of it since... Found? It's spawned. It reminded of your hometown in Washington. Yes! Sweet, sweet cold air! Maddie said, exclaimed with pure satisfaction. I'll book us in while you can go and explore a bit. Are you sure? You seem kind of tired, you said to your friend with a worried look. Yeah, it's fine. Go and look around. Oh, and buy me some Skittles if you find some, Maddie said with an eager smile. Okay, sure, you said as you head off and explore the hotel. You find a vending machine, and you go and buy the Skittles Maddie requested. You find a pool and a sauna, and think about going there later. But what was most appealing to you was not the hotel, but the forest. And you decide to go out and investigate. Your feet crunch with each step as you step over fallen branches and rocks. It's so peaceful out here that you don't want to leave. This same place reminds you of last time you were in a place like this. You feel the wind as it touches your face and cools your skin. This reminds you of the movie Pocahontas as she dances and sings with the wind. She also teaches John Smith that there is more to her place than just the gold underneath the earth. That is if her home even had any gold. You decide to also dance and sing with the wind, even though you aren't very good at dancing. At least I'm not. I'm horrible. You sing that familiar tune quietly out loud. What would have been better was that there would have been a full moon in the sky as you were singing, but you were stuck with the sun for now. You also wish that there would be someone to be your John Smith, but that isn't going to happen anytime soon. Not for me either. Finally, as you sit down on an old stump, you relax for a while. But then about a minute later, you hear some scurrying behind some trees in the deep part of the woods. You think it's just a squirrel, but you go out to see what's in that deep part of the woods. The noise gets louder and louder as you're getting closer and closer. Then you tiptoe behind the tree and you look over to see... Ah, fuck! Oh my god. You hear this as you jump back, startled at the sound. Then you see what was making that noise. A man in a black hoodie, but with no sleeves, and some jeans that looked a little ripped. Strangely though, he has no shoes or socks on. You look up to see that the man staring right before you is actually no other than the one and only Markiplier. Wow, shocker. You try to contain your excitement since this is the first time you've seen the YouTuber in front of you. And what luck to find out that you happen to cross by your favorite YouTuber. Hello there, Mark says with a question look on his face. What are you doing in this part of the woods? Just taking a stroll through the woods like a little girl, you say nervously, trying not to embarrass yourself in front of Mark, or in front of my audience. What are you doing in this part of the woods? And not to mention you're barefooted? Well, usually I come here to relax for a while before shooting a video, and for the barefooted part, I took my shoes and socks off to dip my feet into the river. But when I came back to find them, they were gone, Mark said with an embarrassed smile. Really? Gone that quick? you say. Then again, you are a famous guy. People might want to take your stuff. Well, that's kind of creepy. Yeah, tell me about it, he said. People even come and steal my cell phone for no reason if I'm not paying attention. Mark looks at you with a smile. Like this. I'm just kidding. Okay, and how about the ripped pants, you say to Mark with curiosity. Well, the ripped pants happened because of some darn shit squirrels I had to battle back there. Mark says he puts two fists out in front of him playfully, as he pretends to be in a fight with some squirrel. Like this! Gosh. Well, I guess you aren't the king of the squirrels no more, you say to Mark with a big smile. This is my big smile. I guess not, Mark replies with a smile. Another smile. I'm kidding. Oh no. You both stand there for a minute staring at each other's eyes. You wonder, what if he's the one? But that is absurd, since he is a famous user and you are just a regular person. Soon he shakes his head, interrupting the trance you were both in. Excuse me, but I never got your name. How rude of me. By any chance would you tell me what it is, Miss... Mark says patiently. Oh, sorry. My name is Noemi, you tell Mark. And mine is Mark Fishback. Though, I could probably tell you already know. Mark says with that goofy grin of his. I can't smile no more. Well, Mark Fishback, I need to go and book into that hotel, you say as you point to the hotel. Yeah, that one. Well, Miss Noemi, until we meet again, Mark says as he takes a bow. Wow, what a gentleman. I'm kidding. Bye-bye, Sir Markiplier, you say as you do a curtsy to Mark. You wave goodbye to him, and he to you. And as soon as you go into the hotel, your cheeks flush by how gentlemanly Mark was. You find Maddie sitting down on one of the sofas in the waiting room, and you walk towards her. Finally! Where were you? I tried texting and calling you, but you wouldn't pick up, Maddie says, putting her hands on her hips, because she's sassy. You can't even see me put my hands on my hips, just like shoulder. Okay. Probably because of the poor reception. Oh, and here are your Skittles, you say as you hand them over to Maddie. Poor reception? You were in the forest! Maddie yelled. Shh, we'll talk about it in our room, you hastily say, hoping no one else heard your friend yell at you. You and Maddie go up to your room, insert the key card, and go outside. You're not supposed to go into the woods! Not after what happened last time, Maddie said with a concerned look. That happened a long time ago, you said to your friend. And it's not only that, I also met... You cover your mouth, hoping Maddie didn't hear the last part of what you just said. Did you just say met? Maddie says surprised. Wait, that means... You met a guy! Finally! Oh my gosh, that's not how a Maddie actually says, like... Whatever, I can't... Oh well. Tell me all the details. Wow, she sounds savvy. Tell me all the details. No, it's not like that. We just happen to cross paths, you say confidently, but your cheeks say otherwise. What am I doing? Yeah, and I'm Shakespeare. At least tell me what he looks like, Maddie said. Well, he's handsome and a gentleman. He also has this floofy hair and he's part Korean. You say, floofy hair? Part Korean? Wait, you mean? Maddie said, astonished. Yep, you say to her, the one and only. Mark's point of view. Shit. Mark says as he touches his back that is semi-covered in blood. He just returned from a trip to the river in the forest. Those nasty fucking squirrels just won't let me be for once. He started cursing a few more words under his breath. Well, the whole trip wasn't really that bad. Sure, he tripped and fell several times. He even had to battle like 10 squirrels. Not to mention that he lost his shoes and cell phone. Again. But today, he met a really nice girl with... Okay, I have to describe myself. Long, dark brown hair and... brown eyes. She also had the sweetest smile he has ever seen. And the best part was that she wasn't one of those screaming fangirls that steal his stuff all the time just to get some attention. It kind of bothers me that some people do that. Boy, I do hope to see her again. Man, I should have asked for her phone number, but what use does it have since I actually lost mine, Mark whispers. I wonder who the fuck took it. Then again, I could just sniff her out and find her and make an excuse on how I got to see her again, Mark says gladly. Wow, the fact that he said it gladly. I could just sniff her out. And then I realized I was the one who wrote this. Oops. Now, you guys might be thinking, sniffing someone is really creepy and disturbing. Exactly what I just said. But Mark isn't an ordinary man. He can run at high speeds and has a high sense of smell and hearing. He also has really astonishing eyesight, and he is really strong, but I mean stronger than the average bodybuilder. Like, he could lift trees if he wanted to. But that is only because Mark has a secret. A dark secret since he was born. He refuses to share with anyone, even his own mother. He shared his secret once with another, and that was a big mistake that his heart still can't take. So from that day on, he promised himself never to share his secret with anyone again, no matter the cost. And then here's a little preview thing of later chapters I always put at the end of every chapter. You can't tell anyone about this. Promise me you won't, Mark says to you. I promise, you replied. Good, Mark whispers. He then turned to face the full moon and howled. And that, my readers, is the end of chapter 1. And it has come close to the end of this episode. I don't know, should I do another episode of this with chapter 2? I hope you guys liked it. Sorry that sometimes I talked in between stuff and said stuff, but I haven't read this ever since basically I published the chapters. Except for like the first 5 chapters, I did reread them again, and then I stopped because I was like, I have to do other stuff, also known as updating my other stories, like the sequel currently. But yeah, some things were surprising, like minor misspelling errors that I cringed, and I want to rewrite it, but I'm gonna stick to it because I know people who read this is like the heart and soul of what people like. So I'm gonna leave it as it is. Maybe in the future I'll rewrite it, but for now, this is what you guys like, because it's my most popular book and the first book I've written. So I'll stay like that, but give me feedback. I'll post that poll, and well, that's it. Otherwise, I guess I'll do my outro that I usually do in writing, but in this case, for real. So, see you guys in the next... I can't speak. Okay, see you guys in the next episode. Boo, Wolf Angel, out!